Information and communication technology is very important area in modern world. You have made correct decision by selecting information and communication technology as a subject in your GCE A level. This is very important area for everyone, not only for students who are learning ICT to be specialist in information and communication technology. This is important for others too when they are performing their roles as doctors, engineers, teachers, or any other. First of all, we will consider what you are going to learn within these 2 years in your GCE advanced level. You have to complete 12 topics except the final project. First 7 topics you have to complete in grade 12 and balance topics you have to complete in grade 13. Allocated time period for each topic indicated in the third column. One period is 45 minutes, same as your school periods. Information and communication technology can be identified as a main infrastructure component in an organization. Due to this importance, some organizations are spending millions and billions of money to maintain information technology infrastructure in their organization. This is the technology behind data gathering, processing, storing, and distribution of information among stakeholders. Yes, I know you have a doubt. Up to now, we have used these two terms, data and information, to introduce same concept. Even though we use these two terms in same way, we have to understand there is a difference between these two terms, data and information. Data is not information. We'll try to understand what is the difference between these two concepts through this lesson. Information is the result of data processing. That means data is the raw material for information. There are main 3 steps in this process: data, process, and information. Data is the input, information is the output. There is no special effort to generate data. Data is generated as a result of day-to-day activities. Just after generated, there is no meaning for data. In its original form, that is disorganized, there is no meaning. That is very difficult to understand. So we have to process this disorganized data and we have to generate information. Information is well organized and easy to understand. The main purpose of generating information is decision making. Information is very useful for decision making. All decisions made in organization that is totally based on information. Managers can make successful decisions based on quality information. ICT is changing very fast. That means ICT is dynamic subject. Also, that is living subject. That means ICT is related with day-to-day life of people and organizations. Now we will consider some key differences between data and information. First, the meaning, the definition. The definition of data, that means data refers to the raw facts and figures. It can be utilized to serve as inputs and any computing systems to produce results. That means data is unrefined facts. That means there is no meaning. But information, there's a meaning. That means information is the result of data processing. The second fact is the feature. Data is available in form of individual units that process raw materials only. That means there is no any other dependency for data. That means data generated automatically. It does not carry any meaning by itself. As its original in its original form, there is no meaning for data. But in information is the result of data processing, processed data. It may contain group of data that collectively depreciate logical meaning. There's a meaning for information. That is the second difference between data and information. Third fact is the dependency. Data is not reliant on information. Data, that is the primary fact, that is primary. Data is primary. Then there is no dependency for data, right? That's generated automatically as a result of day-to-day transactions in the organization. Information, that is totally depend on data. Information is derived from data. Information, we have to retrieve information from data. We have to process data to get information. Then information is depend on data. Third fact is the use in decision making. As we know, we have discussed this in previous slide in this presentation. Data is that is primary. We can't use data for decision making process, but information mean processed data, that is very useful for decision making. Next fact is types. Data we can identify in main two forms: qualitative data and quantitative data. Qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative data mean we can measure quantitative data. As an example, we can say there are 10 participants in the classroom, or there are 100 employees in this particular company. Then we can measure. Qualitative data, we can't measure qualitative data. As an example, the customer satisfaction for a specific product, we can't measure that. And the goodwill of a company, we can't measure. Information types are varied and as per the user requirements. That means from one person to another person, required information is different. Then another type of information, we can find many types of information, but data we can categorize under quantitative and qualitative. Information, there are many. Finally, the deterioration, that means data obsoletes with the time. That obsoletes. Data is not valid after some period. As an example, the attendance data of August, month of August. That is for month of August. Attendance data, that means arrival and departure times of employees. After August month, after process this salaries, that data obsoletes. There is no value. With the time, data obsoletes. Information remains as is with the passage of time. That is long term, there's validity. There's a long term validity for information. That is not obsolete suddenly, just like data. It's time to consider one example to identify the difference between data and information. Now, the first under data, I have given 3 bills. Just assume these bills we have retrieved from stationery shop. Just as example, there are 3 bills: bill 1, bill 2, and bill 3. Right? There are some stuff purchased: exercise books, pencils, erasers, pen. There are different goods, but at a glance we can't get any idea from these bills, right? For these stationery shops, they are going to produce some valuable information for their decision making based on these 3 bills, right? What they are doing, right? First, they have to process these bills, right? What they are doing, say, processing, categorization, calculation, and comparison. We can categorize raw facts, that mean data. We can calculate those, we can compare those. Then finally we can generate sort of information, right? Now, in the third box, right, there are some information generated by this row facts, right? We'll see what are the information they have generated. Total revenue is 1061. Yes. Now, by calculating all those totals, 395 plus 561 plus 105, then they have get some valuable information. 161 total revenue. Then this is information. Total revenue of this particular stationery shop is 161, right? The second information they have generated, the average per bill is 351. Average, right? What is the average per bill? That means the total values divided by 3, then they can allocate some average value for all these bills per bill value. But average bill is 351. That means normally a person is buying 351 worth of goods from this particular stationery shop. That is one information they have generated. The highest sale volume is 20 exercise books. See, that is another information they have generated. At a glance of these three bills, we can't identify this matter. That means what is the highest volume of product, highest sales volume, right? By considering all these bills, that is very difficult to understand. At a glance, we can't, but we have to process. That means we have some calculations and comparisons. After that, we can generate this information. Highest sales volume is 20 exercise books, and the lowest sales volume is 9 pen. Like that, we can generate information. Now these bills we have processed, and we have generated some information for future decision making. This categorization we have discussed already. The quantitative and qualitative difference of data. Anyhow, the purpose of this particular slide is give some examples for quantitative and qualitative data. First, we'll discuss the quantitative. Right, I have given some examples. Number of days, as an example, how many days, how many number of days, right? We have attended class, right? Absent days, present days. Then those are numbers. Then quantitative. Weight, yes, in kilograms, right? Then weight of this particular good, or this particular article, or this particular person, the weight, right? That is, we can measure by kilograms. Height in meters, length, right, in meters. Then those are numbers. Quantitative data, we can exactly give some sort of measurement for this. We can measure all those, but there are some facts we can't measure. Goodwill of a company goodwill we can't measure, but anyhow, people, they are giving some values for goodwill, but goodwill we can't measure. Quality, what is the quality of this product? Can we give a measurement? Can we measure the quality? No, quality, that just feeling. Taste, the taste of a pizza. You're buying pizza and you say this is very taste. Can you measure the taste? No, you can't. That is qualitative information. And once you consume this particular food, pizza, what is your satisfaction? Are you satisfied? You can say I am satisfied or I am not satisfied, but you can't say I am satisfied this much, this much I am not satisfied. No, there is no such measurements for qualitative data, right? This is the difference between quantitative and qualitative data. Mainly understand there are two categories of data, qualitative and quantitative. Thank you very much for your participation, and we'll meet with the next video very soon. And if you have any problem or if you have any inquiry, please WhatsApp to this number. Thank you.